be seeing it?
Huh?
Just
Pardon?
curious.
Pardon?
Who all will be seeing the
Oh,
video?
whoever goes to my channel.
Oh, your YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Just curious.
because I'm hoping that whatever we discuss here would be useful to other
Sure. Oh,
people.
yeah, absolutely.
So, what do you guys want to talk about? I'm not really much of a host. It's just like it's kind of whatever, wherever it goes.
Well, we were talking, on Gen X Discord, and then the other people, pop on, and which is fine. But sometimes it gets lost to what I'm trying to ask. So the toss thing worked very well for the probability of being out of the money. That's where I was kind of confused. And Randy, you said that Verizon is a better deal than Bank of America. So to have options on?
So,
Yeah.
you're just wanting to know why I think Verizon's better than Bank of America, or did you want to
Yeah.
actually see
Right.
some specific options? Well, let me do this. Let's go here and go. See if I can.
Boy, I have dark circles.
Can y'all see my Thinkorswim now?
Yes, very well.
Okay, so let's look at the 3-year chart on AMD. This is a 3-year weekly chart.
Right.
And so it's just steadily going up. And if I look at Bank of America, it hasn't moved anywhere in 3 years. It's right back at the same spot. So that's why I generally would pick Bank of America or Verizon over Bank of America.
Wasn't
Wasn't it AMD?
Yeah.
Or AMD, sorry.
AMD that you had on.
Yeah, keep me
Verizon.
honest. Yeah, AMD. So it's just constantly steady rising, and so it's currently at $54 a share. So if I go to the trades and look at for next Friday, 8 days out. Let's see, you guys are right in my way. Let me move you over here. 8 days out, and pick something about 68% out of the money. That's going to be a 52 call at about 80 to 86 cents in premium.
I think she's trying to compare Bank of America with Verizon.
Is that what you want to do? Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, let's see. So if we go Verizon, yeah, I think that was the one I recommended to you.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to do cover calls at Bank of America, so that would change the conversation.
Sure.
See, first I want to do the sell puts, get in 100 shares of any of these stocks, because I can go with anything. Bank of America is cheaper for me. Verizon would be more expensive, but I'll scrounge up enough money for the cash secured, and then if I get this thing, the option. How do you say when you have to buy it from the if you sell the put, you buy it. Then I can sell covered calls. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so here's Verizon, and over the last 3 years on the weekly chart, it's a steadily coming up, and so
I don't even know how to read the chart. So this is not my first time, but somebody has to explain it to me. The green line is the SMA.
Okay, well, this is a start and stop price for this week, start and stop price for this week, start and stop price for this week. So basically 3 years ago, Verizon was trading around $46. You can look at it right over here. And 3 years later, it's trading around $56.
Okay.
So it's just a general trend up. And that's what I'll look for.
All right. Okay. Gotcha.
And Verizon Verizon pays a good dividend.
Yeah, but Bank of America was the opposite. It was kind of going down, right? When you showed the Bank of America chart.
Yeah, let's go back. We'll look at Bank of America. And 3 years ago, it was at 22. And at, now it's about 25.
Okay.
So in 3 years, it's appreciated $3 a share.
All right.
So it's bouncing around. It was getting better than COVID. Knocked it down, and it may be coming up, but when I look at it, I mean the 3 year history is just really not there. If you want to, that's
Why
just.
do you care about the 3 year history if you're doing literally a 7 week or 7 days to expiration?
I look at it so that in case something goes wrong, that it's a stock that I could hang on to for a long time. I mean, that's my overall premise, is that I'm willing to hold any stock that I sell or put on. And it's just a way to weed out stuff that I shouldn't have in there.
Okay.
Now,
So
you're absolutely right. We're looking at 7 days, and that has really no correlation to 3 years. But it's just a visual for me to quickly check. Because if something's not going, up and to the left, or left and to up, that's really not something I want to be in.
Okay, I have a question. So you said if something goes wrong, and I was kind of, since I'm so new at it, and so if I'm selling a put on, say, Bank of America or Verizon, whatever, and something goes wrong, what would that something be? What is the downfall? What should I be, worried about, and call you guys and say, hey, this is not going the right way, and help me out here? That's like you said.
Well, earlier this year, everything was going right. Then the pandemic hit and everything went wrong.
Right.
You can't tell. It's just me being overly cautious.
Okay.
It's the same would be owning, 100 shares of Bank of America, and we have a pandemic that hits. The stock's gonna go down $10, $20, $30, something like that.
Yeah, right here was that pandemic. So if you'd have bought shares right here, you'd have been going, oh my goodness, when it came right here.
Right.
And there would have been no way for you to know.
Okay.
So it happened to me. I made a video on it. I got assigned those 3 stocks. I think Randy talked about it today.
Yeah.
Did you take those stocks, or did you roll?
Well, the stocks that I got put to me was Apple and Visa. And I wasn't worried about them, bottom dropping it. I held on to them, and they came right back. I held on to them for a couple of months through all that. And that's why I look for something with a good history, because I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I did exactly the same thing. And then February, I'm like, oh, stock just keeps going up, and and then it's like, I put those 3 trades on, and then that week, 10 or 11, 12% decline in 1 week.
Yeah, in a day. Yeah,
the whole week was just.
Absolutely.
I'm a market mover, so. But that doesn't happen very often. I mean, it's just.
No, and that's the thing about options. You have to play the odds. You have to play the percentages. You've got to make lots of small bets. Most of them will be winners, and you'll have an occasional loser, and it's just part of the process.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
Welcome,
just
Thumper.
I did it. I mean, I posted in the chat, but I did do a covered call today, right? It's about 11% higher the stock has to go in order for it to get called away. Okay. And the probability was about 12% or so, probability being in the money. I use probability being in the money. He uses probability being out of the money. So technically it's just the inverse. So it would be like 80, 87 or 89% or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's get back to your question. So, were you wanting to look at puts for Bank of America?
Yes, please.
Okay. So it's roughly 25 now. We look at it on an 8-day put. We got here to about 67%. You could do the 24s for between 45 and 49 cents. Is where I would start.
We had talked about doing the 22s, but
Yeah, 22 is like
That would give you.
85.
That would give
Yeah.
you.
I mean, Randy's strategy is a little bit different than mine. I'm way more conservative, so but I don't make as much money either.
Yeah, that's right.
But I
Exactly.
did. We looked at the chart, and if you look at the charts, right, 22 is support, in my opinion. It's a really good support, but I don't know how much money you're going to get out of 22s versus his 24s.
Yeah, that's 65 and 22 is like 10 cents. So $10 versus $45.
Right, but just literally 4 days ago it was below 24.
Oh, it jumped up. Okay. So it also changes. I mean, okay,
Oh,
unless my
it adds.
order goes through, it will change. Once my order goes through, then I'm set with that price, right?
Well, if it gets filled, yes.
Yeah, but it absolutely changes. What you're doing is selling time,
Okay.
and time decay is your friend.
Okay. All right.
And it also changes because the underlying stock is moving, so it's either going up or it's going down. If you pull up a chart, you can see just over the last couple of days, it went from 24 up to 25, actually up to 26, excuse me, and now it's back down to 25.
Yeah.
It hasn't touched 22 since mid-May.
Okay. Right.
You want to own Bank of America, right? I mean, it's just,
Yes, that's fine. The
like,
only
if
thing,
you- like you don't care what price you get, and you just want to make money to own it, then the 24
Well,
is probably the way to go.
See, if you want to own it,
yeah,
I would sell the 25 at 85 cents. It gives you a higher chance of owning it, and it gives you a higher premium.
a higher premium, right? So once I own it, then I'll be selling covered calls, which is a better deal, right? And
That's what Dave likes. I like selling puts. Dave likes selling covered calls.
I like doing both. So,
Yeah.
okay,
if you have the stock, why not make money from it? The
Yeah,
only
so-
caveat is if it drops too low,
So
you're not going to get any premium out of it unless you go, way out in time.
So let's say this week has already passed and you ended up buying it for 25.
okay,
Then you would turn around and still sell the covered call, say the 27 covered call for 28 cents.
Well, since
Or
the
actually, you could-
25, she can go up to the 25.50 or the 26s and make a lot more.
Yeah. And basically what you want to do, you just want to keep bouncing between it. So, or that's what I do, is my theory is I try to get as much premium as I can without buying it, but if I buy it, I don't care, because then I turn around and I try to sell it as close as I can and not get it called. But if it gets called, I don't care, because then I just turn around and do just the opposite. And they call that a wheel, because you're just bouncing back and forth.
okay, all right. So is that your strategy too, Randy?
That's my strategy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, again, the thing is, in theory, everything looks great, but when I actually do it, it's going to be, a different story. So then if I get, if I get lost wondering what's going on, so then of course I can ask you guys, and then that's where you come in and say, okay, this is how you do it. So, yeah.
Well, the stocks you're looking at are not these really high-flying stocks anyway. They're not going to change all that much in a week. I mean, so yeah, I think it's going to move a lot slower than you expect, and you're going to have time to think it out and ask questions, and you're going to be able to see it going against you or for you.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not right now, like we were talking, I was telling Dave before that I'm not looking for all of a sudden big chunks of money. I'm looking to learn the whole process first. So if I make $10, $15 here and there, that's fine. I'm learning the process, then I can go with bigger money, or the bigger ones, which is like your Facebook.
That's perfectly fine because that's exactly the way I started. I
Right.
started doing, I think, AT&T contracts, and
Oh.
I moved to Verizon, and then I moved up, and I've only been doing this a little over a year.
Oh, I thought you were a pro at it. I mean, I thought you were doing it for maybe 5, 10 years. Oh, okay.
No,
I would go with the 22s. There you go. I mean, of course, it's not worth anything. The other day when we looked at it, it was worth more, but that way it's not going to get assigned and you're going to understand how it works. Okay, I'm going to get paid this premium. Most likely it's not going to get assigned in those 7 days.
That's the point. Exactly, Dave. Yes.
Make the money and then move on to the next week.
Yeah, gotcha. Right. That's what I was saying, that I'm not really in for the money right now because I've never even put bought any options or, sold anything, just the experience. So I'm going with Bank of America, which is all right. I can always turn around and sell it, but I'm just using a smaller chunk of money to learn and then move from there.
Yeah, I would look at tomorrow. Look at
Okay.
the options on Bank of America tomorrow. If the stock goes up, if the market goes up, most likely Bank of America will go up. Then you might have to go up to the next one, which would be 2250s.
Okay.
And if the stock goes down, then those 22s are going to be worth more.
Yeah.
Right? So
All right.
I would stick to 22s at that point.
Okay. Yeah, and 22s, it's like I'm getting 10 cents, right? 10.
Yeah,
But there's,
in the middle if you can, but
okay.
sometimes I noticed today when I was doing selling a covered call on Schwab, it wouldn't let me do like an odd number of cents for some reason. It was kind of
That's
odd.
right. That's right. I couldn't do it either, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like 55 and 65. I tried to put like 57 in there, and it's like screw you. So
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there are some contracts you can't go more or less than a nickel at a time.
So which broker do you use, Randy, for your options?
Interactive Brokers.
Oh, I think
But I
same
do
as Dave. Dave does it too.
but I do my research here on TOS because Interactive Brokers is not good for research tools.
I see. So how much do they charge for each contract? Those interactive.
About $1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, $1 to $1.50. It varies with everyone. It's hard to say what it's going to
Yeah, because Schwab is 65 cents. So.
be. Yeah. Well, don't worry about that. The price is really going to be so negligible.
Yes, true that, very true.
especially if you came from, back in the day when trades were, $10.
$8 and $10 exactly. Well, I used to pay $75 for a trade, but back in the day.
Yeah, but people are comparing with Robinhood, So
Yeah.
then,
Daniel will bring that up all the time because then Robinhood, I don't think charges anything for options.
no, they don't. No, that I asked him too, and yeah, but boy, that's the worst platform. I wouldn't even go there. So yeah. So for me, right now, starting out, I think Schwab should be all right with 65 cents, and then I can, when I'm confident enough and I know what I'm doing, then I can move to Interactive Broker, and because then I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, Interactive Brokers,
It's a learning curve.
going to charge you a monthly fee too.
Oh, okay.
So to get your quotes, I mean, I don't know if the light will let you around that or not. I mean, I know they're letting you use TWS with light now, but I don't think that I still think you need to get quotes. So you might not need to pay $10 to $20 a month because I'm getting futures and a bunch of other stuff as well. So maybe you could just get options.
I'm at about 12 or 15 on light.
What's that?
I'm at about 12 or 15 a month on Light for quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, you guys have huge accounts. I don't. I don't have a huge one.
I
One like
suppose like if Schwab ever brings in TD Ameritrade, then I'm hoping that Toss will let us use it on our existing accounts. You know what I mean? Like I put an option on today, tried to do it on my phone, and it was this like their Schwab app for options is terrible.
Ooh.
Like it was that bad. Now I don't normally trade from a phone, but I don't have a thick client for Schwab either. So I had to go to the web. So that's the reason why I would try to recommend Toss or IB, but I've been using those for 8 years, both of them. So it's just what I'm familiar with. But Toss is definitely the best tool for research, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I really like, now that I know how to do the probability out of the money thing. Boy, it sure is. And like Randy said, that 68% or higher is, like 68% is considered one standard deviation that Tom Sosnoff is always talking about, one standard deviation.
Right, right.
So anything 68 and higher is better than 68 and lower, because then your chance.
It's in general, because IB doesn't have probability of in the money or out of the money, probability of touch. It doesn't have any of that stuff. But the delta gets you close. So if you didn't have any other thing, you could use the delta.
So what does delta? How do I read delta? How can I tell?
Delta on there. If you look at the correlation between delta,
The delta's columns right here.
probability of in the money, they're very close to each other.
So a 68 would be about a 0.3 delta.
Okay. Oh, nice. So that gives you a pretty good idea.
And then you could look on the other side over here, and if I find 0.3 is somewhere right in there.
Yeah, so, I mean, so if you didn't have probability of money and that's all you had to go off of, it would get you close. But
Close. Okay.
every platform should have delta.
Now, one thing to know, the probability of out of the money is strictly based on mathematical formulas. If something is going on in the world like a pandemic,
Right.
the probabilities are way out of the window.
Right. That they're out of whack.
So
Got off the block.
the probabilities assume a perfect world. And it's like,
So
That's based off of Black Scholes or something?
yeah, it's all mathematical. And that those Scholes formulas are not going to be able to take into account the black swan events.
So the lower the delta, the higher, the better it is, because the probability of being out of the money will be higher, right?
Yeah. I guess I don't use
Right.
delta.
That's
So
the correlation.
I don't use delta, so I have to stop and think.
Yeah, like the correlation between the two is close, and that's what I'm looking at. That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah, what I would recommend, you pick one and stick with it, because there's no reason to confuse yourself going back and forth.
Okay.
If you like delta, stick with them. If you like probability, stick with that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll just, since it's available, so I don't have to calculate or switch back and forth. I'll just stay with the probability of out of the money and stay with that, and then go take it from there.
You have Toss, Olga?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, shoot, you're good.
You're the one who taught me how to do the out of the money thing, and then I did. And of course, I think you were not there on the options on Gen X, and I was talking to Randy, and we were back and forth, and I was giving him, I put the screenshot, and he said, yeah, fine, on Toss. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, is that account something? You have money in that account, you can just use that account, right?
No, I don't have any money because I don't have a Fidelity account. Account with TD Ameritrade. I don't. It's just
How do you get Toss to work then if you can't log in?
well, if somebody said that when they ask you the questions, don't say it's for personal account, it's like professional something. I don't even remember. It was like 2-3 years back that I had this toss, put it, downloaded it, and there were questions, and somebody said that if they don't let you in for free, this is how you answer those questions, and I did, and they let me in. So it's like real time everything, just real time happening.
Is it like a paper trading account?
Yes, paper trading, and then you can have that, or you have the real time also, because all the everything is there like real, just like you guys.
When I bring up the fat client for Toss, it asks me a username and password. So what do you put in?
I opened an account, and they gave me. I have a username and a password, but the account is not funded.
You could throw money in there.
Yeah, I guess so. I can if I want to, but I'll probably have to open an account with them for real, for options and all. Right now, I'm using it for free, just for research. That's what this.
Options is not an account. It's whether or not they give you permissions to trade options on your account. It's not a separate account.
Right. Yes. If they give me permission, but then I have to fund with TDML trade, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like if you already have the account, you already have the software. It's like throw some money in there, and you can just use that instead of trying to mess around with the web on Schwab, which is a pain in the butt.
Now I'm Schwab. I'm going to just use to trade, and all my research, like everybody else on YouTube, are talking about. They do research on TOS, and then they trade some other with other broker who's probably cheaper or whatever reason. I've never done options there, so I was fine with Schwab for stocks, but with options it's a different story. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at it once everything is set in my mind and I'm focused. Okay, this is what I want. Then I can take it from there.
Well,
But this is.
well,
Go ahead.
it sounds like you're getting pretty close to making your first trade.
Yes, I am. I'm excited and I'm scared because, like for my age and experience, I'm right. Like I don't want to rush into something. So I want.
I would say you're good to go to make one.
Hmm?
I would say you're good to go to make one for next Friday.
Yeah, you're good because you don't even care if you end up owning the stock anyways.
No, I don't. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Right, because I can always turn around if it moves up, sell it, and then start the process again, or sell covered calls, not make a whole lot of money, but that's fine, yeah. Because I will also be collecting dividends, right? Once I own the stock.
Yeah, you collect dividends.
I collect dividends. Okay, so another question was, what about the dividend dates? What, like, say, it's the ex-dividend date is falling right, like in the middle of the week or something like that, and
it doesn't matter if you're selling puts, selling open puts. It does matter if you're buying puts, but it doesn't matter if you're selling them.
Oh, okay. That's good. I was not sure about that. Good, thanks.
If you get options down, you won't worry about the dividends.
Okay.
I don't. I've got my other retirement accounts. I've got my money sitting there. Some they collect dividends, but in my trading account, I don't worry about them.
Okay.
Because dividends, you're averaging 4% a year. With your options, you're going to average 2% a month.
How much was that?
2% a month.
2% a month?
Yep.
Well, it's a different strategy though. Like if you already have a dividend portfolio that's generated income for you, you might as well sell covered calls, right? It's free money in my opinion.
Yeah, that's one thing. But she's talking about adding
my options account to generate income. Like what Randy's doing here. Totally separate bucket though.
Yeah, but she's talking about buying a stock to sell for the dividend. You're not really talking about it for a long term, right?
Right. Yes. Yes, exactly. Then I don't have to worry about the dividends, right?
I would be explaining it just like Dave's saying. if you had dividend stocks that you didn't want, absolutely didn't want to sell, you just wanted to beef them up a little bit. But that's not what you're doing. You're buying a stock to sell the option on it,
Right.
and you can expect to generate 2% a month on your money.
Wow, that's good. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, anything else?
Right now, I think I'm good to go. I don't know any other pertinent
Okay.
question that I need to ask. I probably would be next time once I go through with the trade and have the actual real experience. Then I might have a lot of questions. But right now, I think I don't have or you all have anything to tell me that you feel I need to know. You can tell me that. But
It
from your
sounds to me
experience
like you're
in the beginning-
ready. It
What was
sounds
that?
it sounds to me like you're ready.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I'll try to look at doing one tomorrow if you can. That way you get 2 days of free decay.
How's that? I don't even know what you're saying. What it means.
So,
Tomorrow?
I mean, he doesn't have it on here, but the theta is your decay per day technically. So Saturday and Sunday would decay off X amount of cents every day.
Okay.
We always, I don't know about Randy, but maybe people typically put them on Thursdays. Friday's a big day too. I like to do them right before a 3-day weekend. You get 3 days of free decay.
Absolutely. I like to sell them on Thursday for the following Friday. For a 10-day trade.
So, I mean, if you're not ready tomorrow, that's fine, but tomorrow would be the big day. Just see what the stock is doing, see what the market's doing.
All right. So in the morning, but I have to first move the money in my brokerage. I have to sell my short-term, bond, which is like my money market, and then move money in my sweep account, and then start it because they won't allow me. I don't have enough money in there.
Yeah,
So,
you'll have to be able to fund it.
Yes. Yeah. If I don't know if you know about all the brokers do it. Like if I sell some stocks and then turn around right away and sell a put, would that be all right? Because the money, they know I've sold it, so it's right there for me already to. I mean, I cannot cash it, but I can always do options on it.
If you've got a margin account, it will be available immediately. If you a non-margin account, you got to wait your 3 days for it to settle.
Right. Okay. Yes. Mine is not margin. It's,
You probably want to change it to a margin account. You don't have to use margin, but then it allows you to make your trades immediately.
It's 25K though.
How's that, Dave? 25K?
25K for a margin account.
No. That's for a day trading account, pattern day trader account. You don't have to have 25K for a margin. I don't think.
So what is margin account? Why would I do that?
It allows you to borrow money from the broker.
So if I have, that means I don't have to sell my stocks, right?
Be careful with margin. You don't want to use it.
No, I don't want to. That's what I'm saying. I would rather sell my.
It just allows you to get around that 3 days waiting for your stock to settle, because.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So that's what you're saying. All right. Well, for options it might be different because I've done that where I sold my one stock and then turned around and bought another one, and it was right immediately available for me. Now options it might be different.
It's called a free ride.
Right. Okay.
You probably snuck it in there.
Let's talk about something a little bit different, but pattern day trading account. You have those 3 trades, round trips. If you bought and sold, and you do the third one, you try to use that money that's settled. It hasn't been settled yet. it'll give you a warning called it's a free ride, and you can make the trade. But if you sell, you're screwed. It'll suspend you for 90 days.
Oh, no. No, I just did it like one time, you know, I just sold my, the ICSH and then bought something else, and that was it one time. So I thought maybe I could do for that, the same thing with options, which I don't know if Schwab will allow it or not.
Who's your broker, Schwab?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would just check with them and just see if they can put you on margin.
Okay.
Because you're going to want to do that. Because generally, like on the weekly trades, I will want to close on Thursday and then reopen again with a new trade.
So when you open a margin account with any broker, is there a fee for it?
No.
Oh.
You just have to set it up. I don't even think anything you have to do. You just have to ask for it.
Okay. Yeah, I have no clue.
It's been a long time since I did it, so I could be wrong. Just call your broker and check with them.
All right. So I guess this, so far so good. I don't have any more questions until I, get my trade going.
So I see a Thumper down there. Thumper, are you there? Do you have any questions?
I'm just kind of listening then. On what you guys are saying, just reinforcing what I already kind of thought. I use E-Trade.
Okay.
I don't see probability out of the money, but I've been using the delta. Like the delta is basically like your percent of failure if you don't want to do the inverse. Like,
Right.
different way of thinking of it.
So do you trade options, or are you just learning, or?
I've been trading options since like the end of March.
Okay.
Good time to get in, I guess.
How's it going for you?
So far, pretty good. Only been assigned like twice, and that's just like get the experience of going through that process. And then I just flipped it on the wheel to sell covered calls, or it's.
Okay, so you're selling premium then?
What was that?
You're selling premium then?
Yeah, selling premium.
Okay.
Theta gang.
Data gang.
Yep.
It seems too easy.
It is.
Yeah, everybody says that. Like, there's got to be a catch. There's got to be a catch.
Yeah. Really, you just keep doing it over and over and over, and you build your confidence, and then you go up to a little bit bigger, more expensive stock, and a little bit more expensive. And like I say, a year ago, I was doing Coke and AT&T, and now I'm doing Tesla and Amazon. It kind of made me nervous on my first Amazon put, but now I've done it 3 times in the last month. So
I have a question. What was the theta again? What does that mean?
what's what?
They were talking about theta. No.
Kind of like
Oh,
it's kind of like a term just to let people know that we're selling data basically, or premium.
Oh.
yeah. Well, theta in the Greeks measures the rate of time decay.
Oh.
So an option will decay over time, and that can be measured. All I know is it's a curve down, and that's all I care about. So the closer it gets to expiration, the faster it's going to decay.
Which is good, right?
Yep, that's what you want as a seller. As a buyer, you absolutely want the other direction, but we don't do any of that here.
So it automatically decays, right? If you're a seller, right?
Yes.
Decays on both sides. It's just the decay in your favor is good.
We are basically insurance companies, and the closer our policy gets to expiring, the less it's worth. So that's the way I look at it. I'm selling insurance.
I haven't heard it put that way. That's a good one though.
Selling the risk.
What's that, Thumper?
I think I heard it like described as selling the risk. Or
Exactly. And if you look at the skylines in any major downtown, the insurance company's got the biggest, prettiest buildings. And they don't get that by losing. There's something called implied volatility, which measures real risk versus perceived risk, and options are always slanted more to a higher perceived risk than reality, so you have a natural edge in when you're selling the option. If you get into the Tasty Trades folks, Tom Snosnoff, they go over that in great detail. It'll make your head spin. They've done studies and tests, and they've proven all the way around that this Black-Scholes model that gives us all these option numbers always slants in the seller's favor,
Oh,
which is
Time of
good.
day matters too. Like I noticed that the premiums are right when the market opens. The premiums are inflated usually, and then they kind of bleed off, a couple hours afterwards.
So Dave, in other words, the best time to put a trade is in the early in the morning.
Just
Like
what
when
I've noticed the last, it was Microsoft ones I was doing, but it's going to depend on what the stock is doing.
Oh,
What the stock is doing when the market opens as well. But I just noticed, the premiums were overinflated. So, and then they bled off several cents, 20, 30 cents.
Yeah, because you and Matt were talking with one another on Matt's options on Discord, and that's when you were discussing me that if she had, her Matt says she'll be rich. So that if I had bought Bank of America and sold a put in the morning, it was. Is that what you're saying right now? That in the morning
No,
it
that's
was.
not what I'm saying, but
Oh,
it's all going to depend on what the stock does, right?
Okay.
If the stock, opens up and it's flat, and then it goes up 5% that day, then
Mhm.
your options price, the puts are going to go down, right?
Right.
If the stock opens up at flat and then goes down 5% that day, your
Puts-
put prices, your put premium is going to go way up.
Right.
But what I'm talking about is say if it opened flat and the premium was 50 cents, could be an hour or two after that the stock really didn't move either direction, and all of a sudden they're only worth 30 cents, right? So there's like an artificial inflation there. Doesn't happen with every stock, but just something I noticed in Microsoft the last couple of weeks.
Every stock's going to be different, so that's why you kind of have to follow your favorites for a little while and see how they act.
Yeah, I'm going to start with Bank of America and then move up to, more pricey ones when I'm confident enough. Turn around and sell it. I can, just sell it later on.
And you don't even have to move up to a pricier one, because what you could do once you get comfortable selling one contract,
Mm-hmm.
then start selling two contracts.
Oh, okay.
So then
On a
you-
different one? On a different stock, of course.
At the same time,
Pardon?
you could do the same stock and do two contracts at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or 10, yeah.
Or you could say you wanted to get some premium
Uh-huh.
and you didn't want to, and you wanted a second one. You could do an 85 and or 2450 and a 25 at the
Okay.
same time. Or, that way this one's more likely and this one's a little safer. Or you could do this one more likely and this one quite a bit safer. So, it just the options are incredible.
Yeah, but I have to learn all the secrets from you guys. What all I can do? See, I didn't know all this. I don't know if I can do two contracts with the same option. So what happens if the price goes say I do 24 and the price goes 23.50, then what happens? And I have one with 23. So what happens? The stock gets assigned.
Depends on which one's in the money.
Yeah.
If both are in the money, you get assigned 200 shares. One at 24.50, one at 25. Your 200 shares are averaged between the two, and then it depends on what one was in the money. Maybe one's in the money and one's not, and one
Right.
will be fine, one would.
Oh, one.
I think it'll start making a lot more sense once you actually do it.
Right, exactly. I'll start this with one contract, not have two or multiple.
Yeah, definitely start with one.
One, yeah, and just be comfortable with that, and then. So Thumper, what if I may ask, what stock you have sold options on, or?
Mostly I've sold covered calls on Coke and AT&T,
Oh, okay.
and I've been selling puts on Microsoft. Haven't got assigned on Microsoft yet, but when I do, I'll just sell covered calls to get out of it and just.
I'll be sure to sell one soon. That way you get assigned.
Okay.
Like right now, big price 170 and 165 for Microsoft.
170 was my number, but the thing's way up at way too high now to get the 170s to be worth anything.
I've also been selling it like 30 days is kind of my.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That's
Still there. I'm not doing your weekly
too
stuff.
much time for me. I can't wait that long.
So why do you do monthly, Thumper?
Less to manage and just more time for data to take its place.
Go with leaps, less to manage.
I want to do some stuff, and you got to keep some of it fun.
Okay, so you guys know, does not Discord, Zoom after 40 minutes, since it's for free, cuts us off, right? Or
I'm
can
not
you?
aware of that. I spent 48 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
No,
That's what I.
I've got a paid version.
Oh, okay. So
No, we could go all night if we wanted to.
Okay, all right. So whoever is hosting, if they have the paid version, then we get to ride along, even if ours is for free,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I actually bought. Well, here's a little story of what way it started. So, I wanted to talk to people about stocks. So I went out to Meetup. You know, familiar with Meetup? I thought surely there's a Meetup group in Waco that's talk about stocks. No, nobody. So I create one. I go a whole year and I get maybe 3 people show up to any of the meetings. And I didn't even post it as stocks. It was anything financial or whatever.
Yeah.
And just nobody shows up. So at the end of the year, I decided that I wasn't going to keep the meetup and pay the monthly premium because no one was showing up. So I thought, well, I would get the Zoom and host and start a YouTube channel. This was way before I met Ryan and all these guys. And so that's what I was going to do, is do YouTube with this. And then I had a heart attack. And then I had a stroke right immediately after, so I put it all on hold. And so I'm just now getting back and getting this all going again. So I've had Zoom sitting out there before the pandemic. So I got it at the real cheap price. And now I'm using it again. And that's the reason I have Zoom.
Okay.
So
Wonderful.
to me, it's wonderful to get to talk to people who actually are interested in this stuff.
It's fun, yes.
Yeah, because I can try to talk to people around here and I just get blank stares. You know, if it's not local college football game or beer, they don't want to talk.
Up too.
Yeah, we have been tomorrow. Saturday will be our 4th get together on Saturday night, and of course Dave and Jerry is our staple. I mean, they're thank God they always show up. They're the loyal ones to me. I just love them to pieces. And Ethos, Dan is there, and then sometimes Daniel shows up, and now we have Stock Ninja there too, and he's loving it. So it's more people are coming in, and we are just. It's to me that is see, I'm a homebody. I don't go out. I don't like people that I don't have female friends because they talk about, like with you, football and sports and beer. They're talking about jewelry and clothes, and I don't care about that at all.
Yeah.
I want to talk to people about stocks, and now I'm getting into options. It just wakes me up. My sister, my family, women, my family or anybody trying to get them into investment, they just fall asleep. I mean, they're just so disinterested and so bored with it. So I am so blessed that, Dave and Jerry and of course Matt, another one, good one, they all showed up, and I was like, oh my God, there's nobody going to be there. And then, Dave was the first one. I asked him, I invited him, and he said, yeah, sure. I said, oh my gosh. And then I got some confidence, and then Jerry, and then Matt, and they all showed up, and I was just shocked. And ever since then, like this Saturday will be the 4th, and we are slowly, getting bigger and bigger. Although if it gets too big, then we'll be talking over each other. So a small group is real good.
Well, I did have one person that would show up at every one of my meetup groups, and her name's Melanie, and she'll be joining us, I'm sure, for these. She was moving this week, and bless her heart, she, it was an all-day job for her, so she couldn't come tonight, but I'm sure she'll be showing up again. And I'm not sure if this is going to be the best time for this, but I'd like to do this at least once a week for about an hour, and we'll figure out a good time.
My chit chat group, that's on Rick's Discord that you've joined already, and Thumper has too. That goes on like one time last Saturday it was like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, well,
And
I won't be
before
doing
that. It
that.
was 2 o'clock. So you can just always, hop off if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm not doing those late nighters anymore.
I'm older than you are, but I just love it.
Sleep.
I'm still in my wake up early phase. I still get up about 6:30 in the morning. I just always do.
So when do you go to bed?
Yeah, here pretty quick. As soon as we hop off.
Oh, okay. Oh, so if you plan to come to our Saturday night, you won't be there for long. We start at 8 Central, 9 Eastern, and usually they show up like 8:30. Everybody drifts in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Saturday night. I'll give you
have fun.
I'll give you a couple of hours on a Saturday night, but during the week, I have dialysis Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I have to get up for that. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why I did Saturday night, because if anybody's working, that's like Saturday night kind of a get together, a party, and then Sunday morning they get to sleep late. So. Yes.
Alrighty, well, we're about out an hour, I think.
Okay.
Not quite,
Awesome.
but.
I could go a couple of more hours. I'm just kidding, but I can't. We can just. That's what we do in Saturday night. We just talk about just about everything. It's not just stocks. It's everything.
Well, we'll meet up again next week. Let's say the same time again, and we'll see.
Right.
We'll see if you got that put on, and see how
Right.
it went.
Yes, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Anything else, Thumper?
No, this was fun.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's
Sure
hard.
is.
It's hard not seeing your face. Can't tell what you're thinking, or
I know.
And it's just
Come
a black-
on, Thumper. This is a video chat. That's what everybody does it in when we have. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Now we know. Oh, he's so cute. All right. So
Nice to meet you,
when
Thumper.
you come Saturday, it's a video chat. It's more fun. That's why Otherwise, we can do it in Gen X, you know, nobody, all audio, that's no fun. So everybody is on video. Alrighty.
Okay.
And of course, Thumper, you know that it's being recorded, so he's going to put it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Now we know.
Too late.
Too late, yeah.
All right, thanks y'all for showing up. I'm gonna call it quits here.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
No.
Okay, bye guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Dan. Bye, Thumper. Okay.